Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. Thank you for joining our call today. I just love the gratitude call, the time that we have together. It feels like a family. Those of us who are on the call on a regular basis, I know some of the things that you're going through, even more than I know some of my own brothers and sisters. And I know that I share things on this call that I don't share within my family. So I feel like there is definitely a feeling of family here on the gratitude call. It's more than just friends or a support group or something like that. It definitely feels like we are connected deeper than even sometimes blood relatives. So thank you all for being here and being my family. That's what we're going to focus on today. Gratitude for feeling of family, and just see what comes up. I'm going to set a timer for 90 seconds and just listen for personal inspiration that comes during this 90 seconds of silent private meditation on gratitude for feeling of family. Begin. All right. Kind of what came up for me was that friends and family are the same. I, was just kind of expanding my thinking about, who is my family, and the people who came to my, the faces that kind of came to my, behind my eyes, in my mind's eye, were people that aren't part of my blood relative family. And I realized that I don't have a lot of really close friends. But the ones that I do consider good close friends are more like family. Like if they needed a place to stay, they could come and stay in our guest room. If they, were having a struggle, I would definitely want to offer them support. It's, that was really what came up for me, is that there's no difference between friends and family. If I choose to give someone my friendship, that basically to me means that I'm welcoming them into my family. And so as a result, I'm maybe a little bit choosy. I am very welcoming to everyone, but there's, I don't know, there, hopefully, kind of what I'm saying. There's like a a switch. There's like a sort of like I don't even know how to explain it. There's just like an energetic change that happens when I accept someone in as like a quote friend, versus like an acquaintance or a client or whatever. And so for me to say that you guys feel like family, that I hope you're very complimented with that. Who else has something they'd like to share?
I was thinking of the family of man, the feeling of family. So growing up, we have a family. Most of us, have family that we grow up with, and then that we're born into, and then there's you don't always necessarily feel close to that family, but your family, and then there's the family of friends and the family of coworkers and the family of you just get these little families going on, but you're not always close to them. You don't connect immediately with all the members of the family, all the members in that group, but as time goes by, even in your own family, as you get to know each other, you discover new things, and you bond. So even in your own family over time, there's a feeling of family that you didn't have maybe originally. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah. So that's what I think.
And then another thought that I had as you were talking is that each family that we are part of serves a purpose. When we're born into a family, it serves the purpose of raising us to a point where we can actually take care of ourselves. And for some people, that family would be an orphanage. For some people, that family might not be the ideal circumstances. There might be some abuse or something involved in that family, but obviously they lived to a certain point where they could start taking care of themselves, those who made it through those situations. So they served a purpose. And then it's nice, when we get to a point where we can start kind of gravitating towards groups that feel like family too. Thank you. Who else?
All right.
Michael?
I was thinking of family. Yes, thank you. Michael here. My first thought was a warm feeling among friends.
Mm-hmm.
So a family knows that it's a unity, a bonding, a sharing, a support, a feel safe or open feeling. And the family is like a group that shares like ideas. And so I like that there's a purpose in each. And I think what I was saying, a family or a purpose or a unity joining together with someone, even if accidentally, there's a purpose in that. The Lord has brought us to this place to be able to learn to change, to get out of our comfort zone, I think, sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so some family is those that they may irritate us, but they bring us to a new change, a new life, a new idea. Mm-hmm. And so we are all one family, I guess.
Yeah. At some point, we have no idea. There might be somebody halfway across the world that we've never met that at some point in our life is going to become part of our family. Maybe they get married into the family. Maybe, there is a connection that you make over social media, that someone is super, you have common interests, or they're super supportive because they've gone through a similar experience or whatever. We have no idea, who those people are going to be at some point in our life. Somebody that I was, one of my clients, I can't remember who it was, on one of our calls this last week, said something about that relationships happen for a season or a reason. And I liked that thought, that, somebody who was like, there's a perfect fit, so grateful that I have this person in my life. And then at some point the path diverges, and it's like, how could that be? You know, that person was such a good fit now. And then now, you know, and now it's like, we don't, there's no reason for us to stay connected. And you know, it's kind of mind boggling to think that can be, but that season or a reason is kind of a fun way to describe that. Any other thoughts?
I had some thoughts about
Okay.
the healing power.
Healing power.
So, the sealing power in the temple
Healing
when
power.
we're sealed together.
Mm-hmm.
It has bothered me in the past that the saying that we get sealed together so we can return to the presence of God. I'm not going to go into details why that has bothered me, but I kind of saw it in a bigger view this morning, and it's giving me a lot of peace. But I just feel like the sealing power is to bring us together in creation and to unify us in power. And there's a purpose way bigger than we understand as to why that power is in our life. But that's what I got.
Awesome. That's beautiful. For those of you who are maybe not of the same faith as Rachel and I, we have temples all over the world where people go to be sealed together as a family for eternity, so that it's not like when death you part, or until death do you part. It's that we're sealed together as a family forever. And I love that this is part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints beliefs. And I love that idea that you suggested, Rachel, that when we're sealed together for eternity, it's a bringing together and unifying in creation. And I really like that. I had never considered that before, but I really like that idea that we as a family, as a husband and wife, and as children even, that together we're stronger. It's like that bundle of sticks, you know, singly we can be broken, but all together we can, we're much stronger, and we can create together. I love that idea. I'm going to ponder a little bit more on that. Thank you. Any last thoughts before we shift over to our permission process? I think it's a really good transition, what Rachel has shared. All right, let's go ahead and shift over to our permission process. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And just consider that idea of family, whatever that means to you, whether that's the family you were born into, or if it's family that you have brought into your life in the form of friends, if it's a group of people that you hang out with consistently, or people halfway across the world that you have a connection with, whatever that feeling of family means to you, go ahead and just be in that space right now. Notice, maybe even write down some of the emotions that you feel when you consider being a part of family, of this family. And maybe before this call, you hadn't really considered that you have a really close family, but I encourage you to expand your thinking beyond just the family that you were born into. And as Mary has suggested, the great human family, the family of man, all over the world and even beyond, like people who have passed on that are part of our family, ancestral family, and also spirits that are yet to be born, future children, grandchildren that might be coming into our family. Expand your ideas and your mind, your awareness to beyond just what the indoctrinated meaning of family might be. One more deep breath. And just take a moment and be aware of this family. And I'm going to just expand on this idea that Rachel has opened up about the sealing power of all these people being connected. One great chain of connection. Everybody started with Adam and Eve, and all of the family of man came from those two parents. And just see yourself as part of that great chain of family. And together as one family, being brought together in unity. And for just this moment, allow your belief system to encompass this idea that together as a family, what we can create, that when we're unified, when we're together, what is possible. And just be open to know what comes to you as the possibility of being all together unified, the great human family. What is possible? And whatever you are receiving, whatever inspiration you're receiving about what's possible with everyone, the whole human family connected and unified, I'm just going to suggest that this is part of your purpose and mission. That the inspiration that you're receiving right now is the way that you, in your gifted genius, get to bring people together in unity. And what is the limiting belief that's coming up for you right now about that idea? That this is your mission and purpose of bringing the whole human family together in unity. What is your limiting belief? And as you're recognizing that there is a limiting belief there, and what that is, examine the cost of it. With every limiting belief, there is a cost. There is an outcome that's created from that limiting belief that would hold you back from fulfilling your highest purpose, from being the best that you can be. And so just examine and write down what the cost is of having that limiting belief. What's the cost to you? What's the cost to the whole human family? And if you don't like that cost, you have a choice. You can keep the limiting belief because now it's very clear you've uncovered that blind spot. You know exactly what that limiting belief is going to produce. So you do have the choice to keep it if you want to. Or you can give yourself permission to choose a new belief that's going to produce a new outcome. So if you're ready to choose a new belief, say yes.
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 Awesome. So what is that? What are those new beliefs? Let's get 2 or 3 new beliefs. Just go ahead and write down 2 or 3 new beliefs that will take the place of that old limiting belief and will allow you to move past it, to fulfill that mission and purpose of how you get to bring the whole human family together in unity. What are your new beliefs? And then when you have that list of new beliefs, go ahead and look over that list of new beliefs and bring those new beliefs back into your vision of expanding your vision of the whole human family and what is possible when everyone comes together in unity. And just double check and make sure those new beliefs are in alignment, are strong enough, are true, and that they fit, that they will give you the power and the courage and the confidence needed for you to do your part. If you need to change maybe some words, add a few more stronger language, more commitment, more dedication, more whatever, and make whatever changes you need to those new beliefs. And then with these new beliefs and being in that space of you doing your part to bring the whole human family together in unity, or to help to see what is possible when the whole human family comes together in unity, what is the one most important thing that you could do today that would be just the first step of you helping to bring people together in unity to accomplish whatever it is that is your mission and purpose? What's the one most important thing that you can do today that will help you get in alignment with your mission and purpose, the part that you play? In a moment, I'm going to open it up for some shares. I want to just offer, if there's anybody that's listening to this call and would like to meet with me about what you've discovered. This is a big one. This is something that has expanded your thinking possibly beyond where you've been allowed yourself to go before. This is like on a huge eternal scale. And if you're struggling with this at all, I would love to have a conversation with you, just a 15-minute call. And all you have to do is go to askwylene.com. That takes you directly to my calendar, and you can schedule a 15-minute call with me. And I promise that in that 15 minutes, we are going to find the one thing that is going to help you be able to fully embrace this information that you've just received, your own personal inspiration about bringing the whole human family together and how you play a part in creating what you see as possible. So askwylene.com takes you to my calendar. All right, I just want to open it up and see what, who would be willing to share something that you received. For some of you, this may be too sacred to share. If you're willing to, I know that we can all benefit.
Oh, Eileen. As we were doing the process you were leading us through, I just saw the whole world holding hands, just weaved through. I mean, everybody. Weapons were dropped. Negative thinking was dropped. And everybody held hands. And they felt love. They felt peace. They felt wanted. They felt it was just the pure love and trust. And it was just really, really powerful for me. So there wasn't really a limiting belief that I could think of at first, but then it was just like the limiting belief came up that it's just too big. And how will I do that? But I have been doing that, and I have done it throughout my life. And there is a bigger purpose and a bigger plan. And I am bringing love to the world, and I am pure love that extends and spreads throughout the world. I am dedicated to my part in God's plan, and I am a powerful tool for bringing peace to others' lives.
Wow, so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mary. And I just want to draw your attention to that holding hands. Our hands, I invite you to just ponder on this after the call, the power of the hands and the energy that can be transferred from holding hands with someone. And so I really invite you to consider that maybe that is even part of your gifted genius of being able to transfer that love through holding hands. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate you sharing. Anyone else? We have time for maybe just one more share. So even if it's not, even if you're feeling like this is just too sacred to share on the call, if there's anything that anybody would like to share, just additional that you feel would be beneficial to others that are listening to the call, I'm open to whatever anyone would like to share.
I'll share, Raylene.
Sammy?
So I had a similar vision to what Mary had. I saw everyone from Adam and Eve on down, so everyone who's ever lived on the earth, in a group surrounding Christ. And similar to what Mary felt, just feelings of peace and calm, zero contention, just complete peace. And the feeling that came up for me was that there's too many people. How am I going to be able to help everyone, on my path? There's too many people, and there's and because I know that the way that I get to help people, at least currently, is more one-on-one. And how am I going to have time to have enough time one-on-one with people? And obviously I know that that's not true. That I have evidences continually that God, there's always enough time. And I was just really quite overcome with the peace that I felt, though, as I saw everyone, and just feeling that at some point that really will be what we experience. There will be no contention, no malice towards our brothers and sisters.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you sharing. A couple of thoughts that came to me while you're sharing that, adding that piece of Christ at the center. We know that at some point he's going to return, and he will be our king. He will be, the one that we all look to, and every knee shall bow. We will all know that he is the Christ. And that vision that both of you have experienced is a reality. It is something that has been prophesied, and we know that vision is a reality. And so what you're seeing is definitely, it's a real, tangible thing. And so the only question is, what's my part? And you've both expressed some things that help to give you that a little deeper understanding of what your part is. Help our part in preparing people for that day. And there's definitely a ripple effect when Mary holds someone's hands and they feel the love of God and the peace, pure love and trust. That is something that from that point forward, that's an anchor that person can move forward with love and peace and trust. And the same for each one of us. However we get to serve, it's a ripple effect. So we do have the power to affect every human being on the earth just by touching one.
Isn't that what it says? Some will plant a seed, some will harvest, some will water and allow it to grow. And each of us has a part, but we don't know sometimes what that part is. It may be just a smile that we give someone that supports them, or it may be that we show them how to read and it changes their entire life. It could be very many simple things that will strengthen and help and build another person to become that person that he was meant to be or she was meant to be. So our support, I think it's trusting in the Lord that we can do our part today, that we can, even if it's a small and simple thing, we may not know how many people we helped as we walk each day just by living it in a manner that is praising our Father in heaven. And other people will see it and learn, grow, and choose what they want to do with that.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I do agree. And especially now that we are more clear on what is my part, God blesses those efforts. And the people that we get to touch will be orchestrated into our lives. We'll think of someone and reach out to that person, and that will be the perfect person that God can use you to expand that feeling of love and peace throughout the world. So trusting your inspired shortcuts, knowing that whatever you receive each day, that is the one thing that you need to do, and God will bless that. And that's how this feeling of family gets spread throughout the world. Well, thank you all for being on the call today. This has been really powerful. And I encourage you to share the gratitude call, share this episode of the gratitude call, and just invite people to be on this. This space that we have here I've never been a part of anything that has been such incremental, fast and yet slow learning, growing, and I just would love to have more people be a part of it. So I encourage you all to share it. Thank you all for being on the call today. You have created an amazing space here today. I encourage you to take action on your inspired shortcut, and just continue being in that space of knowing that you have a part and that you have an important part in bringing the whole world together in unity. And it's something that you definitely can do when you're acting in God's name. He's going to bless your actions and help to serve so many other people through you. Thank you. Today's Friday, so we won't be on the call tomorrow or Sunday. I encourage you to continue your gratitude practice, your daily GPS throughout the weekend. And then we will be back together on Monday morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you.
Thanks, Wileen.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.